So now we are almost at the end of the syllabus. Okay. So today we'll be doing how IT helps in supply chain management.
मैम थोड़ा कैमरा एडजस्ट कर लें, वो आपकी पिक्चर क्लियर नहीं आ रही है.
अच्छा, अब ठीक है.
हाँ, अब ठीक है, बेहतर है. अभी इन लोग का सेशन आई थिंक 12 अक्टूबर तक है ना. एग्जाम कब है इन लोग का?
नहीं, उसके बाद फिर कुछ प्रैक्टिकल कराएंगे. अभी पहले ये सिलेबस खत्म.
अच्छा, सिलेबस थियरी पार्ट कंप्लीट हो रहा है.
ठीक है.
हाँ, ठीक है.
So today we'll be doing IT-enabled supply chain management. So 3 of you are present. No, only two. Krishna and Divyang.
Yes, madam. Myself, Divyang.
Yeah, Tithi is also there.
Yes, yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Tithi. So why ma'am is not able to see your name?
No, I cannot see you. Krishna is there. Divyang is there.
Good evening, madam.
The ma'am also there, ma'am.
Tithi.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But I can't see your name. Okay, now I can see it. Okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All of you have kept your camera closed. Why? Because today is Sunday, you are not working anywhere. Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Sunday is kind of lethargic day.
yes, it is a lethargic day. Today, because Mr. Sukumar was not taking this class,
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
also had some personal work yesterday, so I thought I'll be utilizing this time. Okay.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
you are recovered, madam.
Ma'am, yes, I was.
Yes, it's okay now.
Ma'am, do you have pets at home?
Yes.
Oh, how cute. Even I also want to have some pets.
It's very nice to have a pet,
Right, ma'am, right.
especially
Now the just
Small
a
dog.
minute. अभी ये पेट का बात निकला है तो अपने जो डिफेंस के जो रिटायर्ड डॉग्स होते हैं ना, उसको
Yes,
भी अगर
yes.
एडॉप्ट करना है तो मैं आपको डिटेल भेजता हूँ.
नहीं
Wow.
नहीं इनफ एक अभी काफी है अभी मुझे and we have kept her for a long time, but she was a very small pup when we had bought her.
Yes, ma'am.
Practically we have brought her up, so abhi she is quite attached. Pata
That's
nahi how
true,
she will
ma'am.
react to a new pet. वो भी देख,
Right, exactly.
because मेरे घर में कोई बिल्ली कोई छुछुंदर कुछ भी आ जाए ना तो she goes mad.
Ma'am, females are kind of possessive.
Lot of
Right.
others also come. Monkeys भी बहुत आते हैं.
Oh, God.
Monkeys भी आते हैं तो even then she becomes wild. She's a very small pet, but still she does not look at her own size and she'll be after those big monkeys. Okay. So let us start IT-enabled supply chain. As you know, today we cannot live without IT. Whatever we are doing, whether we are studying, whether we are just a housewife, or whether we are a student, or whether we are working, anywhere. Even people living in villages, they might not be having smartphones to that great extent, but still, to some extent, they also using IT. Nahi kuch to, maybe they are beneficiary for something. So whatever money they are getting from the government, it is directly going to their account. Kuch na kuch hai.
Yes.
So everyone is affected by IT. We cannot do without IT now. So here we'll see, naturally, if everything is being affected by supply chain is what? it is a combination of many partners, right from the supplier to the manufacturer to the warehousing to the retailing to the final customer, everyone. So if they have to work together, there has to be some binding. Like even in our own human body, we can say the nervous system is something like an information system. Because see, that is something, our nervous system, it gets the stimulus, then that message goes to the brain, what you have to do, the brain suggests. Suppose you touch a hot object, immediately the brain will tell you, we don't think in that line, but actually it is happening. The brain tells you, you remove your hand from that particular place if it is hurting you. If something is paralytic, why does it become? The thing is over there. It is not responding to the information system. And that is why it becomes paralytic. So anything, if it has to work properly, the information system is very important. Whatever decisions you are taking, it is the information that is stored in your brain. For example, a very small child who has never experienced heat, he sees a flame, he's attracted, he or she, the child is attracted by it. It does not know whether it is going to hurt it or not, nothing, because no information has been stored in his brain. So it will try to touch it because it attracts him or her. So it tries to touch it. Once it touches it and it gets that sensation, it immediately withdraws its hand and that information is implanted in his brain. So next time he or she will not do it. So anywhere, anything you do, that is why today management information system has become such a important, and it is a compulsory course for any management, where how you use information to take managerial decision making. It is management information system. So management is there. Management is what? Doing things and getting things done under certain constraints. It is not that you don't have any constraints. You will be always working under certain constraints. Keeping those constraints in the mind, you have to get the thing done. Either you do it yourself or you get it done through others. But the objective is to get that work done. And for that, whatever information you need, under which you will take decisions. Like for example, when we were talking about, right in the beginning, I had given you this example, when Tata's Motors started off introducing passenger cars. So they got the information from the environment that there is a demand for passenger cars. And since they had the know-how, they were already manufacturing commercial vehicles. So they had this information. And the environment was ready to absorb more passenger cars with certain designs. So whatever is the competition in the market, what are the opportunities and threats in the market, whatever is your weaknesses and strength, all those things you analyze, and for all these things you need information. So you, right from the beginning, the moment a child is born, the child needs information to develop. Like for example, if you don't give information to someone, and he or she does not develop to its full potentiality, it is not that that person is dull. That is also one thing. Like if you don't give information, how will that person develop? So giving information, taking decisions on that information is the thing to develop any, whether it is supply chain, whether it is a human being, whether it is even when you train a animal, so you give them some information, make them act according to that information. So they become used to it, and then again they'll repeat it. So information is the main backbone. You can compare it also to your blood circulation system. If the blood circulation does not reach some place, that thing becomes numb. So what is that? If the information does not meet, that person will not develop, that will become something which is not very useful to the society. So here are the active things we have been doing in supply chain management. First was your strategic planning. As I told you, strategic planning is what? Something long term. Long term, for a long term. It is not for today. It may be for 10 years. What are your visions? What are your missions? What are your value system? According to some values system, you work. Then from where source, make and move methods. Source is from where you get the raw material. From where, because there are so many suppliers, which will suit you best. The location wise, the price wise, the quality wise, all those things. Then you make it, whatever you are manufacturing. Suppose you are manufacturing shirts. So you get the clothes, the desired clothes. What is your market? Accordingly, you will be making. Because that is also because you have to match demand and supply. That is the main target of any manufacturing system. अब ऐसा है कि for them they use so many methods, both qualitative and quantitative methods that we have discussed. The forecasting methods, how you, like, we are not like people who are working in Puri, Jagannath Puri or any other temple. They claim that there is a perfect match between the supply and demand. वो उतना ही प्रसाद बनाते हैं जितना उस दिन का वो डिमांड रहता है. कभी वो मिसमैच नहीं हुआ है, अभी तक नहीं हुआ है. But that is something divine, which is not possible for any other organization. For that, they have to, it is a hurricane task, and you have to be very careful with it. Because anything, if you make more than what is demanded, it will go waste. If you make less than what is demanded, it will be opportunity loss. So you have to be very careful to see that whatever is being demanded is being manufactured. And then you have to move those things. Once it is maybe to warehouse, from warehouse to retail, from retail to the customer. So these things we have already discussed. And then naturally for that, you need demand planning and forecasting. What will be the demand? Advanced sourcing strategies. What will be the sourcing strategies we have? Then how do you distribute? We have talked about logistics, right thing in the right place at the right location, all those things, the 7 rights we had discussed. Then the finance required to, because without finance, you cannot do nothing is possible. To run any organization, you need finance. Then the human resource. Both are very important. It is not that you cannot, all these things, marketing, sales, like there is a very value chain analysis by Michael Porter. नाम तो सुना ही होगा. ये strategist है, बहुत बड़े strategist है. He's teaching at Harvard Business School. ऐसे तो he had written a book way back in 1985. पर वहां से वो strategic management has become a very important part of management. So he had said that there are 5 basic functions and 4 supporting functions. Basic functions is that sourcing, manufacturing, marketing, human resource, finance, all these are without this, you cannot do anything. And then the supporting things like IT हो गया, तुम्हारा something which is affecting the whole organization. It is supporting the whole organization. And from there, whatever you are creating value. So for example, if I'm making shirt, I had started with cloth. So from or maybe the cotton wool. वहां से वो thread बना, thread से फिर it was made into cloth, from cloth to the desired garment. So some value has been added to it. For that you have spent some money. So, but you will be selling it for more than that. जो भी तुमने उसमें इनपुट डाला उससे ज्यादा में बेचोगे तभी तुम्हारा प्रॉफिट होगा, which he says as margin, which is a very important tool of strategic management. So it is needed everywhere. Value addition is everywhere. Without that, there is no point of working. Because when you are, as we said in operations management, it is what? An input-output system. You are converting something into something by certain processes. अब ये service है तो कुछ और process होगा. If it is a product or some other process, products are also of different types. अब एक साइकिल बना रहे हो तो कुछ और process होगा, एक garment बना रहे हो तो कुछ और process, मगर ये process तो होगा ही होगा. And through those processes, you are enhancing the value of the input. So इसीलिए value addition is always there. In supply chain also, the value addition is there. And then you finally get the profit out of that. So today we'll be discussing how information system helps you in running your supply chain smoothly and making profit. So what is supply chain? Supply chain is when two or more parties linked by a flow of resources, material, information, and money that ultimately fulfill a customer's requirement. It is what? You are doing something, requirement or request or jo bhi hai, something which the customer wants. If the customer does not want, then all your effort is wasted. So here, material, information, so this information is very important. The marketplace these days are highly competitive and intense. In order to survive and continuously grow, the organizations need to leave the traditional business practices and upgrade themselves with new age technology and fast moving and valuable information. See, today, this online business has become very important. So they are building, especially if you look at the warehouses built by Amazon and Flipkart, it is really huge. And it is the technology which helps in managing the whole warehouse and getting things delivered to the right customer at the right time. And it is not that every time there is no mistake. There are mistakes. Because after all, everything cannot be automated. कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है, you order for something, size different आ जाता है, या color is not is not what you wanted. All those things are there. I'm not thinking, but it is a huge market. And if you see, the defects comparatively is very less. So Why it is that? Because of the technology. Today they are using very advanced technology like machine learning, robotics, all these things. And this helps them in managing the supply chain. So traditional knowledge or traditional way of working will not help you. Technology and fast moving and valuable information. Supply chain management is the core of the organization, and information technology is the nerve of the organization and supply chain. जैसे हमने कहा ना कि हमारा नर्वस सिस्टम यदि ठीक से नहीं काम करेगा तो we won't be able to take proper decision. आखिर क्या हो जाता है जब डायमेंशिया या कुछ हो जाता है तो नर्वस सिस्टम ही तो अफेक्ट हो जाता है. At that time the person is, वही हो सकता है वही पर्सन कभी बहुत बड़ा सीईओ होगा, एक से एक डिसीजन लेता होगा, his decision must be affecting thousands of lives. But अभी जब the nervous system is not working properly, he or she is not able to take the decision. तो इसीलिए information system is something which is the nervous system of any organization. So that has to be very robust. IT helps to build smart and robust supply chain in the organization. Proper implementation of IT helps the organization integrate the internal system and processes for free flow of information, which is required for day-to-day operation and supply chain. IT helps in incorporation of all functional network strategy, configuring supply chain, funds, planning of raw materials, inventory, processing of goods and services, transportation, warehouse, supply, demand, and also helps in taking various decisions related to the entire supply chain management. So, abhi, for example, you can see, abhi to aisa hota ki when we order a pizza, online pizza, so you can track your order. और भी ऐसा नहीं है, और भी जगह है, you can track your order. So why that is possible? Because of information system. The technology is there. So you know where in the supply chain, where the product lies, in what condition it lies. So that you will know exactly when you will be receiving it. So this is a simple supply chain. So here it is supplier, then it goes to manufacturer, manufacturer to distributor, distributor to retailer, retailer to shopper, or the consumer. And you can see the product that is from the raw material to the finished good. It is moving like in this direction. So from left to right. Information regarding that product is also moving from left to right. Finance is also, naturally to produce that particular product, you need finance. So finance is also moving from left to right. But suppose something is rejected and it goes back to the manufacturer. So then the product has reversed. You have reverse supply. Then information about it also is reverse. Finance is also, because over here when you sell, then you earn profit. And that is again goes back to the manufacturer so that the next cycle starts. This is a complex, more complex supply chain. Over here also you have, but over there it was a simple supply chain. One supplier, one manufacturer, one distributor, one consumer. But here, like your supplier need not be that person or that organization is solely for you. So it is more like a network. You have supplier over here, then you have manufacturers over here, then you have distributors over here, then it goes to various customers. There can be a mix of things. Like naturally, Amazon is not supplying only to one person or only one type of things. It is supplying to so much. So there are so many consumer of Amazon. So material, information, and funds flow, both the sides. Here only one arrow is given, that material. Over there, two different sets of arrows were given, but actually it is the same. When it is flowing back and forth, material, information, and funds. Relevance of information for better SCM. At inventory level, how much you need, how much inventory you need. It includes data on inventory as material, all the three stages: material, work in progress, finished stocks, and goods in transit. All the, at everywhere level, what is your inventory? Where do you stand? Sales data help to gather end consumer data and demand projections. Because from sales data, you'll know what is the demand, how many people have been given the things they wanted, how many were left, so everything about the market condition. So that you, because see, in a business, you are not there for one day, you are there eternally. That is your, so the cycle has to keep on going. So for that, you need sales data. Sales forecast bases the sales data. Companies are able to forecast their sales in a more effective manner. Order status for tracking and tracing, help timely delivery and sharing track of supply to customer. Whether you are able to satisfy the customer or not, if in how many times you, so that means if that occurrence is rising, that means something is wrong with you. So you can take any corrective measures from. So you have to have the information. And today, like because of the electronic handling of information, just like you have footprints, if you get the footprints, you can easily track where that person has moved. So over here also, you have the electronic footprints of all the transactions that is going on. Aaj kya hota hai? We have, even in our mobile, we have so many information stored. We want to check something, whether I have paid my electricity bill or not. That information, पहले क्या होता था, हम लोग को उसको मैनुअली स्टोर करके रखना पड़ता था, फिर जाके बिल चेक करना पड़ता था कि है कि नहीं है, मान लो इधर उधर मिसप्लेस हो गया. बट नाउ इट हैज बिकम मच इजियर just by giving the search words. You can exactly get whether you have paid the bill or not, or you had some transaction which you had done in your bank, that will also be stored. So many things. So that tracing becomes very easy. In case of any litigation, all these things matter. So you can easily retrieve. Retrieval of data has become easy. Sorting of things have become easier. Production and delivery schedules help align the process of production linked to deliver to maintain just-in-time delivery. इसलिए now पहले अब you'll see कि everybody is trying to deliver within as soon as possible. जो भी उनके purview में है, so they want to deliver it as soon as possible. Capacity help proper planning for entire supply chain. Performance metrics, quality data, lead time, queuing delays, and service performance are few important parameters as part of supply chain management and decision making. So you can take this decision only if you have the information, timely information and correct information. Today, because of these, it has become more transparent, and you are more sure of the information which you are getting. कि हाँ ये सही होगा। अब उसमें कोई मैनिपुलेट करने लगे तो डिफरेंट है, वो भी होता है आजकल। अब न्यूज में क्या है, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट फॉल्स न्यूज पीपल्स ओपिनियंस आर चेंज्ड। किसी चीज को वो एडिट करके कुछ करके दिखा देते हैं और फिर उससे लोगों का तो पूरा ओपिनियन ही चेंज हो जाता है। किसी को दिखा देंगे तो बहुत ही इज अ ब्रिलियंट पर्सन, और किसी को दिखा देंगे तो वो पप्पू है। तो यही था, ये चीज पहले मैनुअली होता था। बिकॉज आई हैव सीन कि कोई आदमी अच्छा भी है तो घोड़े को भी गधा 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 बोल के उसको गधा बना देंगे। कोई बहुत गधा भी है, उसको घोड़ा घोड़ा बोल के उसको सच में घोड़ा बना देंगे। तो आजकल वही चीज इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली लोग करने लगे हैं। किसी को लीडर बनाना है तो उसका जो भी हो उसको इस तरह से प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे कि वो बहुत तेज है और एवरीबडी इज लाइकिंग हिम और हर। और जो उसको नहीं प्रोजेक्ट करना है कि उसको हटा देना है, उसको डिमिनिश कर देना है, तो फिर दिस प्रोजेक्ट की दैट पर्सन इज अ रियल निकम्पुम and things like that. So it is not that कि manually भी होता था. After all, it is the human being who is manipulating everything. Finally, अभी ऐसा टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आया है जो which is governing us somehow or other. Maybe I cannot do it because I might not having that specialized knowledge, but people are there with the specialized knowledge. They know how to manipulate things. तो अभी तक ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि टर्निंग का एक ट्यूरिंग ट्यूरिंग का एक है कि सपोज यू आर टॉकिंग टू अ कंप्यूटर, यू आर इन वन रूम, अनदर कंप्यूटर इज अनदर रूम, एंड यू डोंट नो कि वेदर यू आर टॉकिंग टू अ कंप्यूटर और टू अनदर ह्यूमन बीइंग. If you cannot detect, that means a time has come when the computer has taken the same role as the human being. But अभी तक वैसा हुआ नहीं है. ठीक है, शुरू में नहीं पता चलेगा, धीरे धीरे पता चल ही जाता है. तो अभी तक नहीं है. I don't know what will happen in the future. We don't know. हम लोग जब पढ़ते थे तो we did not know anything about computers. तो बहुत कुछ चेंज हुआ इधर. तो लास्ट 20 years से तो there has been drastic change. So we don't know what future holds for us. But at least till date, we don't have a machine which is more powerful than the human brain. तो इसीलिए transparency तो है, but still, if you manipulate that transparency is also lost. So you can optimize supply chain management using IT. IT is for information technology over here. Income tax nahi hai. The use of IT in SCM optimization can be classified in 3 broad areas such as transaction processing. That is the first stage. जो भी transaction हो रहा है, जैसे मान लो procurement है, तो उसका जो ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है, जो सामान आ रहे हैं, तो ये सब ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है ना कि इतने सामान आए, उनका लिस्ट बन जाएगा, उनका एक डेटाबेस बन जाएगा. अब जो पहले मैन्युअली करना पड़ता था वो अब इट इज बीइंग डन इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली. स्पेशली इफ यू गो टू हॉस्पिटल एंड ऑल, क्या होता है, इतना उनका ह्यूज डेटा होता है, बहुत उसको स्टोर करना उसका. नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डेटा प्रोसेसिंग, दीज थिंग्स हैव बिकम इजियर एंड यू कैन easily retrieve data. मान लीजिए कोई केस हो गया and the police wants to know कि on this particular day had someone been admitted with this particular case, कोई एक्सीडेंट का केस हो या कुछ भी केस हो, तो वो तुरंत उसको पता चल जाएगा. पहले तो इसमें बहुत टाइम लग जाता था. तो because of this, the tracking of transaction has become easier. IT help in increasing the efficiency where the repetitive information is shared between various stakeholders of SCM. The information which is stored in such a process are such as orders, billing, delivery, procurement, verifications, dispatch advices, orders, quotes, etc. So because I've always emphasized that this is a relay race. Information has to be shared among all the stakeholders of supply chain. So ये information is easily said. Like computerization helps you in 6 ways. First, capacity. The amount of data which can be handled by computerization is really huge and it is increasing. जैसे जो मोबाइल फोन पहले एमबी में आता था, फिर वो जीबी में हो गया, फिर वो टेट्राबाइट्स हो गया, तो क्या है, कैपेसिटी इज इंक्रीजिंग. द और फॉर एग्जांपल यू टेक इवन योर पहले जो लैपटॉप में हम लोग कर ले रहे हैं, दैट अ ह्यूज फर्स्ट जनरेशन कंप्यूटर, तो उसके लिए पूरा एक बिल्डिंग की जरूरत पड़ती थी और उसका मेमोरी भी उतना ज्यादा नहीं होता था. तो these things have improved a lot. एक तो capacity, then second is speed. The speed at which transactions are being done has also been increasing with time. Then third is your interactive acting variables. So the number of variables, for example, when I was talking about वो एक में ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट का कर रहे थे, तो देयर इज अ मॉडल कॉल्ड लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग. तो मैनुअली हाउ मच यू कैन टेक, बहुत है 2 वेरिएबल्स 3 वेरिएबल्स, बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरी iterating, like you have to first find the basic feasible solution, then you have to keep on improving it till you find the optimal solution, the best solution. तो ये सब में बहुत टाइम. अब क्या है, because but this is not very difficult. It is a structured way of doing it. For example, you take a small bill. अब उसको मैनुअली करने में ऐसा तो नहीं कि it is very difficult. You just write out the items, then the price, unit price, then how many units you have bought, multiply it, and then add everything. But if you do it manually, it will require some time. उसी को तुम वो सारा फीड कर दो तो तुम्हें तुरंत बिल मिल जाएगा और एक्यूरेसी भी ज्यादा होगा. But you are more reliable, you can rely more on that computerized bill than your manual bill. So these are the transaction processing system. तो पहला जो है, see, in decision making, you have 2 types of decision. One is your structured decision and another is your unstructured decision. Or in between, you have semi-structured decision. Let's say, for example, if you are making budget, तो budget में क्या होता है? From where all you will be getting the revenues. You are not 100% sure over there. एक अनुमान लगाते हैं कि I'll get this much from. I'm not talking about our home budget, because over there you are more or less sure कि तुम्हारा ये salary है. But if suppose you are not that type of a person, salaried person, you are working somewhere, then you are not very sure कि किस महीने ज्यादा मिलेगा, किसी महीने कम मिलेगा. But you have to keep on making your family budget. So over here it is not structured. Some things you assume. तो ये सेमी स्ट्रक्चर्ड हुआ. कहीं कहीं जैसे मान लो कि एग्जीक्यूटिव्स हैं, तो एवरीथिंग इज नॉट स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर देम. दे हैव टू थिंक, दे हैव it is their experience on that on which they take the decision. So it is more or less unstructured. But जैसे जो ट्रांजैक्शन प्रोसेसिंग सिस्टम में है, वो दे आर स्ट्रक्चर्ड डिसीजन मेकिंग. एक सेट वे ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स, एक एल्गोरिथम है जिससे हम वो काम करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सपोज यू आर अ ब्लाइंड मैन, and your friend is standing somewhere outside. I tell you, you go 4 steps straight, then turn right, take 2 steps, then turn left, and so on, very precisely. So if you follow that, and my instructions are correct, my algorithm is correct, you'll reach your friend, isn't it? So that is structured decision making. Here decision was to reach the friend. So this is structured. When I don't know exactly where your friend is, So it will be semi-structured or unstructured. I'll have to take certain things, I'll have to think, analyze, and then I can say कि ठीक है, हो सकता है, you take 4 or 5 steps, maybe you'll get something like this, and then you move onwards, and so on and so forth. So that is semi-structured or unstructured. So in management, you have all these 3 types of decision making: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. तो जब transaction processing comes under structured decision making, तो इसमें सबसे ज्यादा computerization helps you because it is structured. As I told you, ki capacity, then your speed, then your interacting variable, then exact input, and you can expect exact accurate result. So for example, if you are manufacturing something, suppose you are manufacturing table, तो टेबल टॉप का क्या मेजरमेंट होगा, एग्जैक्ट यू कैन गिव भाई, कोई डायमेंशन होगा ना. सपोज यू वांट टू सेव सम वुड, सम वॉल्यूम ऑफ वुड, से 0.001% ओनली. अगर यू आर द नंबर ऑफ टेबल्स व्हिच यू आर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इज n is very high, say 10,000, 20,000, something like that. So in every table you will be saving that. तो ओवरऑल तुम्हारा काफी सेविंग हो जाएगा. तो यू कैन गेट एग्जैक्ट आउटपुट, द एक्यूरेट आउटपुट कि क्या सेविंग होगा. तो हियर इट इज स्ट्रक्चर्ड. पर कहीं पर जहां यू डोंट नो द एग्जैक्ट इनपुट, देन नेचुरली यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट एक्यूरेट रिजल्ट. इट माइट गिव यू वेरी अल्टरनेटिव्स, जैसे हम लोग एक्सेल शीट में यूज करते हैं. सपोज if I make an equation, y is equal to mx plus c. अब वहां y जो है सो फोरकास्ट है, और x जो है सो कोई इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है, मे बी द नंबर ऑफ पीपल विजिटिंग योर. तो यहाँ क्या होगा कि मान लो कि नंबर ऑफ पीपल विजिटिंग योर शॉप इंक्रीजेस, तो नेचुरली y विल ऑल्सो इंक्रीज. तो यहाँ इट विल डिपेंड. तो यू कैन गेट सेवरल, you can change. What if x becomes this, then what is the value of this? What if x becomes this? So here it is not that structured, because you are not very sure कि how many people will be visiting. 100% तो तुम नहीं कह सकते हो, कितना भी कर लो कैलकुलेशन, कितना भी एस्टिमेट लगा लो, you are not 100%. जो सैम्पलिंग थियरी आजकल चलता है, that is not 100%. That also we take under certain limits, and we say it with 95% confidence, 90% confidence कि ये होगा. तो over there we don't expect absolutely accurate result. जैसे हमने कहा बजट का, अब जब गवर्नमेंट बजट बनाती है तो that time तो they don't know ना exact कि what will be their input. आउटपुट तो तुम तब भी कर सकते हो कि हाँ मैं इतना I'll be spending so much on this, but it will depend upon your input. If you don't know exact input, how can you say output? So in that case, computerization helps you, but it does not take the decision for you. And then repetitive. If something is repetitive, then computerization helps you. For example, if I tell you just write 10 times, I'll be working very hard. 10 times, suppose, make it more than 10 times, 20 times. After some time, you'll start making mistake. हालांकि it is not a very difficult thing to do. पर वो हमारा boredom आ जाता है, fatigue आ जाता है. That does not happen with a computer. It does not get built. It does not know that it is writing the same thing over and over again. So when there it is a repetitive type of a work, then also computerization helps you. तो supply chain management में जहां पर भी ये सारे 6 inputs हैं, factors हैं, then you can expect a very good result. Next is, first is the transaction processing, second is the supply chain planning and collaboration. With enabling IT into SCM, help for sharing details, data, information related to demand, forecast, inventory information, production capacity information, and it helped to increase the timeliness and effectiveness in supply chain management. Since you can get these information, so naturally you can plan accordingly. Order tracking and delivery coordination. जैसा आजकल we are very familiar with this order tracking. जैसे online कोई चीज order करो तो you can know exactly कि where that product is in the pipeline और कब तक तुम्हें मिलेगा. It helps in monitoring of orders, shipments, and tracking entire delivery process. It helps in timely and right delivery and proper information flow to all stakeholders. What are the benefits of IT? The advancement of inter-organizational information system for the supply chain has 3 distinct benefits. Because it is inter-organizational. एक आदमी तो काम नहीं कर रहा है. From supplier to manufacturer to warehousing to retailing to एक simple supply chain ही बोल रहा है. तो from to the end customer. So there are so many stakeholders in that supply chain. तो पहला तो होता है cost reduction, क्योंकि main objective of management is to minimize the cost and maximize the profit. And that is why the operations research, which is the mathematical tool of management, it has been designed in such a way that if you minimize the cost, automatically your profit will be maximized. Cost reduction. The advancement of technology has further led to ready availability of all the products with different offers and discounts. This leads to reduction and costs of product. Then it increases productivity. Naturally, abhi we have seen from the time automation has come into picture, amount volume बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया है. अभी आप मार्केट में चले जाइए कितने easily. I remember in 1980, my brother wanted to buy a scooter. ऐसा नहीं था कि बाजार जाए और स्कूटर खरीद के चला आए. He had to wait for some time before he could buy it. या तो आपको वेट करो या फिर फॉरेन एक्सचेंज में खरीदो. But things have improved because of automation, because the productivity level has risen. Automation की वजह से, with computer aided manufacturing, this has still gone up. तो productivity बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है. Like we say कि now we are in the 4th stage of industrialization. First, second, third, fourth, the 4th stage of industrialization. तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है. Improvement and product market strategies. Recent years have seen a huge growth in not only the technologies but the market itself. New strategies are made to allure customers and new ideas are being experimented for improving the product. Din pe din, for example, I was reading somewhere they are selling some perfume. The technology is such that you can even, when the video is going on, you can even smell the perfume, which was not because of the technology. Now that has, I don't think it is possible everywhere. मगर जहाँ भी है, this is something maybe थोड़े दिन के बाद सब जगह होने लगेगा. I remember I had gone to US in 98. At that time, I had not seen a ATM. India में ATM नहीं available था 98 में. So for the first time, I had seen in USA. मगर उसके बाद तो काफी जल्दी इंडिया में भी advancement हुआ. Now, like everybody is familiar with the ATM. So what is the importance of IT for SCM? It would be in it be appropriate to say that information technology is a vital organ of supply chain management. With the advancement of technologies, new products are being introduced within fraction of seconds, increasing the demand in the market. Let us study the role of information technology in supply chain management briefly. The software as well as the hardware part needs to be considered in the advancement and maintenance of supply chain information system. The hardware part comprises of the computer's input-output devices like the screen, printer, mouse, and storage media. For example, you see, because of the hard improvement in today, taking online classes have become easier. वो जो हम लोग कभी सोच नहीं सकते थे कि ऐसे भी क्लास ले सकते हैं. तो because of what? Because of the advancement, ये information technology की ही देन है. एंड ऐसा होता है ना, जब भी किसी चीज की जरूरत पड़ती है, डिमांड बढ़ता है, तो पीपल ऑल्सो स्टार्ट वर्किंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन. जब कोविड आया और पीपल तो अब कितने तरह के जूम भी कर रहा है, गूगल भी है, दिस दैट, देयर आर सो मेनी, बट इट इज रियली माइंड ब्लॉगिंग. The software part comprises the entire system and application program used for processing, transaction management control, decision making, and strategic planning. What are the critical devices in a? एक पहला तो है electronic data interchange. I'll do that one by one. Barcode scanning, which we are all familiar with it. Barcode scanning. Then RFID, radio frequency identification. This is also similar to, but more advanced, barcode scanning. Then data warehousing, executive support system, decision support system, enterprise resource planning. So here electronic data interchange, it first started in your export import business, क्योंकि उसमें बहुत ज्यादा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन की जरूरत होती है. तो and it was time consuming. So this way, it is the transfer of data from one computer system to another by standardized message formatting without the need for human interventions. EDI permits multiple companies, possibly in different countries, to exchange documents electronically. एक तो ये हो गया कि एक standardized format में हो गया. अब ये है कि किसी country में कुछ हो रहा है, किसी country का कुछ format है. अभी देखो काफी, if you are working on a laptop, whether you are in India or whether you are in USA, you don't feel anything. वही है, software वही है, hardware वही है. So things have become standardized. That is why it is so easy to interact with so many people globally. Because अब as business is not confined to local place. It has crossed the boundary. These are for e-business purposes. For example, can be sent to warehouses, shipments can be tracked, and invoices can be created, or any other business activity which can be done electronically. For example, many online retailers sell products that mention the locations where the goods are stored. EDI makes this possible. जैसे जो भी ट्रैकिंग वगैरह कर रहे हैं हम लोग, तो it is because of EDI. Electronic data interchange replaces postal mail. पहले अलग अलग होता है, अब we are not even hearing about this thing. Postal mail तो अब काफी कम हो गया है. Until and unless you are forced to send something by speed post. नहीं तो generally we rely on email only because it is fast, it is reliable. I remember 98 में क्या हुआ, that was the first time email had come to Varanasi. And that was also only available at the BHU Computer Center. And it was 16th of February. I had to send a paper to some conference. Oh, that was the last date. But America भेजना था तो time lag मिल गया. और हम फिर वहां जाके उसको पूरा टाइप किया. इट वाज सच अ डिफिकल्ट थिंग बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम आई वाज नॉट वेरी यूज्ड टू टाइपिंग फास्ट एंड दैट आल्सो दैट सिस्टम वाज वर्किंग ऑन आई थिंक Linux. उससे भी तो my sister was there to help me. We typed the whole paper and it was accepted because of इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेल. नहीं तो यदि उसको स्पीड पोस्ट से या किसी से तो पहुंच ही नहीं सकता था, एक दिन में तो पहुंच ही नहीं सकता था. तो दीज थिंग्स हैव रियल. अभी वी कैन कंटैक्ट एनीवन अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड. ईमेल आपके पास है तो आप किसी को भी कंटैक्ट कर सकते हैं. सो मच इंफॉर्मेशन. हम लोग जब पीएचडी करते थे तो एक एक इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए लाइब्रेरी जाओ, घंटों बुक्स को कितने बुक्स को देखना पड़ता था. अभी तो इट इज यू राइट द सर्च वर्क, एवरीथिंग इज ऑन योर स्क्रीन. जो तुम्हें ठीक लग रहा है वो रख लो. तो इट हैज रियली हेल्प. तो इसी तरह वो सप्लाई चेन में है तो इट हैज हेल्प. जो इंटीग्रेशन है ऑफ द स्टेक होल्डर्स, इट हैज इम्प्रूव्ड दैट. Electronic data interchange replaces postal mail, fax, and email. While email is an electronic approach, the document exchange via email must still be handled by people rather than computers. मगर यहाँ क्या होता है ना, electronic data exchange, the computer only handles it. So the chances of making error reduces. Having people involved slows down the processing of the documents and also introduces errors. Instead, EDI documents can flow straight through to the appropriate application on the receiver's computer. Example, the order management system, and processing can begin immediately. Conceptual model of electronic data interchange. It is just a, see, here it is the buyer internal system, here it is the supplier's internal system. तो ये यहाँ से buyer से गया purchase order और ये invoice गया. तो this becomes very fast. The whole processing becomes much faster, much more accurate, much more transparent. Then you have barcode scanning, which we all of you are familiar. आप किसी भी मॉल में जाइए, the price of the item is not, most of the time, it is not कि every time तो नहीं होता, most of the time it is in barcode. Some code is there. तो scanner is required, जो उसको read करेगा और decode करेगा, and then the bill is made. तो all these things are what? Automatically आपका bill create हो जाता है, because this is a structured way of doing the billing. तो एक light source चाहिए, illuminate the barcode for proper reading. Lens चाहिए, scans the barcode image. Then photoconductor चाहिए, translate optical impulses into electrical ones. Then decoder चाहिए, analyzes the data and sends the content to the scanner's output port. A decoder can be internal or external. So this way, knowing about the object becomes easier and fast. After capturing an image, barcode scans links to a host computer to pass along the scanned information. This automates the data collection process so organization can reduce human error and expedite tasks such as tracking inventory, managing assets, and monitoring point of sale transaction. Like over here, we are talking about supply chain. We are used to what? वो हमारा bill बना देता है. Automatically it goes to its computer और फिर हमारा bill आराम से बन जाता. This same thing can be done while you are tracking inventory, you are managing assets, whatever is your job.
Now, madam, from 1st October, there will be e-invoicing.
Pardon?
Now, from 1st October, there will be e-invoicing.
Yes.
Yesterday, I think news was highlighted.
हाँ, फ्लैश किया था, बट अभी मुझे पूरा उसका डिटेल नहीं पता है.
हाँ, 1st October से स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं.
हाँ.
Yes.
वो आता रहता है
Sorry.
ना, once you start your computer, all these news keep on. So this is an example of a barcode scanner. ये उसका कोड है, ये बारकोड है, बार की तरह है, and it will scan and tell you कि what is the, suppose it is a price or any other information, whatever is the information about the product you want. Then you have RFID, which is radio frequency identification. It refers to a technology whereby digital data encoded in RFID tags or smart labels are captured by a reader via radio waves. It is similar to barcoding, but थोड़ा इसका technology different है. RFID is similar to barcoding in that data from a tag or label are captured by a device that stores the data in a database. RFID, however, has several advantages over systems that use barcode asset tracking software. The most notable is that RFID tag data can be read outside the line of sight, whereas barcode must be aligned with an optical scanner. ये out of the sight भी distance से भी read कर सकता है. RFID belongs to a group of technology referred to as automatic identification and data capture, which is in short, you can write AIDC. AIDC method automatically identify objects, collect data about them, and enter those data directly into computer systems with little or no human intervention. So, धीरे-धीरे we are trying to standardize and structuralize the flow of information. RFID methods utilize radio waves to accomplish this. At a single level, RFID system consists of three components: an RFID tag or smart label, an RFID reader, and an antenna. तो उसमें एक इंटीग्रेटेड सर्किट होता है. तो ये टैग से वो रीड करेगा and it will send it to wherever it is required. तो पहले तो उसमें टैग है which has two parts: integrated circuit for storing and processing information and an antenna for retrieving and transmitting data. RFID readers are classified as one of the three different types: passive reader, active reader, passive tag, and active reader, active tag. ये दोनों पहला है, दोनों ही पैसिव है, रीडर भी और टैग भी. दूसरा है एक एक्टिव एक पैसिव है. और next third one is where both are active. That is passive reader and passive active tag. Readers only receive signals from active tags, battery operated, transmit only. ARPT readers transmit integrated signals and also receive authentication from passive tags, while ARAT readers use active tags woken with an integrated signals from the active reader. तो इससे कोई भी information about the product can be sent to wherever it is required and easily stored in your computer system. तो इस तरह का है, ये रीडर है, ये एंटेना है, ये कंप्यूटर सिस्टम है. रीडर ब्रॉडकास्ट सिग्नल्स थ्रू एंटेना. ये ट्रांसपॉन्डर है, ट्रांसपॉन्डर रिसीव्स अ सिग्नल. ट्रांसपॉन्डर इज charged with enough energy to send back an identifying response. Reader sends info or data to computer system for collecting, logging and processing. ये दूसरा एक एग्जांपल है, ये RFID टैग है, ये एंटेना है और ये एप्लीकेशन. whatever application, maybe it is stored somewhere as a database or it is generated as a report, whatever it is. Then you have data warehousing. ऐसे जैसे नाम से ही पता चलता है डेटा वेयर हाउसिंग, माने डेटा को आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे से रखना है कि wherever and whenever you need it, you can get about it, and you have all the information stored in databases. Databases को भी ऑपरेट करने के, there are 3 types of databases. One is your relational database, then you have network database, then you have hierarchical databases. अलग अलग तरह से सबके अपने कुछ pros and cons हैं. Tuning product strategies. The product strategies can be well tuned by repositioning the products and managing the product portfolios by comparing the sales quarterly or yearly. जिस तरह से भी आप चाहें, आप उसको monthly सेव करना चाहते हैं, उसको yearly सेव करना चाहते हैं, उसको 6 monthly, anyway, item wise also it is there. You have so many ways of doing things. पहला काम तो डेटा एक्सट्रैक्शन कर रहा है, दूसरा है डेटा क्लीनिंग करता है, whatever is जिसमें कुछ एरर है या it is duplicated or whatever it is, तो it cleans also. डेटा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करता है, डेटा लोडिंग, refreshing, all these things are done by data warehousing. So this is your operational system. ERP, we'll come to ERP, CR, that is customer relationship managed, flat files, all these goes to extraction, transformation, loading. Here metadata, big data, raw data, summary data, data warehouse comprises of all these things. It goes to online application, analysis, reporting, data mining, wherever it is required, it will be sent to that place. Then you have executive support system or ESS. See over here, this is mainly unstructured and it is for high level executives, because high level executives, they want summary of everything. अब जैसा I said कि टाटा को यदि मोटर कार पैसेंजर कार इंट्रोड्यूस करना था, तो हाई लेवल जो हाईएस्ट लेवल थे, तो दे मस्ट बी वांटिंग एवरीथिंग, समरी ऑफ एवरीथिंग, कि मार्केट में क्या डिमांड है, क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, क्या थ्रेट्स हैं, हमारा क्या है, सबका समरी चाहिए. और इन केस दे वांट सम डिटेल, तो दैट इज लिंक टू द डिटेल. हाइपरलिंक कर दो तो उससे वो समरी भी पढ़ लेंगे, और यदि उनको कोई डिटेलिंग चाहिए तो वो भी हाइपरलिंक रहेगा, तो वो भी पढ़ लेंगे. देन दे कैन टेक द डिसीजन. जैसे मान लीजिए एक होटल है, तो उसका जो मालिक है या सीईओ है या एमडी है जो, तो ही और शी वांट्स द होल समरी ऑफ द होटल. कितने रूम्स हैं, कौन कौन काम कर रहा है, किसका क्या है, क्योंकि एक से तो नहीं होगा ना, बिकॉज ही और शी हैज टू सी द थिंग इन होलिस्टिक व्यू ऑफ द whole project. Just 1 second. The holistic view. So this is executive summary system. So anyone who is at higher level, they need executive support system to run the supply chain effectively. So this is the architecture of the executive. You have both internal source, external source, integrated databases, analytical software tools, and executive workstation. So they can interact with different executives, and then they can come to certain decision, whatever decision they want to take. Then you have decision support system. This is semi-structured. Here it is generally for the middle level. It is here you both have data as well as model. उस data or model के basis पर they take decision. It is not structured. वो data or model helps them in taking decision. A decision support system is an information system that supports business or organizational decision-making activities, DSS serve the management, operations and planning level. जैसे पहला था strategic level का, दूसरा है tactical level का, and transaction processing is the operational level, and help people make decision about problems that may be rapidly changing and not easily specified in advance. That is unstructured and semi-structured decision problems. Decision support system can be either fully computerized or human powered or a combination of both. तो ये एक आर्किटेक्चर है. As I told you, database है इसका, तो it has data as well as model base. ये दोनों के हेल्प से it takes decision. जैसे यहाँ 3 इनपुट है, TPS, KWS and MIS. TPS is transaction processing system, KWS knowledge work system and MIS management information system. तो इसके बेस पर, लेकिन फॉर एग्जाम्पल दे कैन मेक अ मॉडल, मैथमेटिकल मॉडल बना ले कि जो रेवेन्यू है इट इज जो हाउ मच यू स्पेंड, इट इज से half time more than whatever revenue you are spending on advertisement. You can easily make prediction. यदि एक ये मॉडल है आपके पास, आई एम नॉट से यू कैन कीप ऑन चेंजिंग इट ऑल्सो, ये कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट नहीं है, मगर if over time they have seen कि this is the thing, so for the next thing they can use that model. So DSS is for बने top managers से ज्यादा it is for middle managers. Components and database management system, model, context or situation representation, statistics and manipulation, user interface. So these are the components of decision support system. Then comes the enterprise resource planning. Enterprise resource planning is total integration. जैसे शुरू में क्या हुआ था ना कि हमारा जो इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम था, इट वाज फॉर स्पेसिफिक टास्क, बट देन पीपल फाउंड आउट कि ऐसे वाटर टाइट कंपार्टमेंट में काम करने से चलेगा नहीं. Like for example, you look at the human body or any living organization, it has got so many organs, but they are not water tight compartment में नहीं है. एक semi permeable membrane है जो उनको, तो information of fluid, it flows from one place to another place. तो उसी तरह यदि any organization, it needs total integration of all those. तो ERP is that. It started with individual information system, but finally it has got integrated together, which is known as ERP. This is a system that combines all of the information or operation of a company into a single unit. The standard ERP system will utilize both computer hardware and software in order to achieve this. Perhaps one of the most important parts of ERP system is the central database. The database will be used to store information from various modules. जैसे मॉड्यूल्स अलग अलग हो सकता है. इनिशियली व्हेन यू आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग ERP तो सारे मॉड्यूल्स एक साथ नहीं करो, उससे फिर बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा. तो यू गेट यूज्ड टू वन मॉड्यूल, व्हाटएवर इज you think is the your organization needs is at that time. Once you get used to, then you क्योंकि ये it is a modular form. Modular form का तो ये मतलब है ना कि each modules can be implemented separately. The database will be used to store information from various modules. When the term ERP was originally coined, it was used to describe systems that were designed to use multiple resources. It was commonly connected to the manufacturing industry. The term is used only in much, the term today it is used in much broader context. माने अब ये ऐसा नहीं कि only for manufacturing. It is both for manufacturing as well as service sector. The goal of ERP is to unify the various functions of an institution. However, the use of enterprise resource planning is not simply limited to corporation. It is commonly used by non-profit organizations, government agencies, and other institutions. In order for the system to be recognized as an ERP, it must meet a certain requirement. The software must be capable of giving functionality to one unit that would commonly have to use a multiple system. For example, a system that was able to combine two elements into a whole, such as a system that combined payroll with accounting, would be a module of enterprise resource planning. So, your financial system, because this is one thing, there's a in some system it is the human resource, because it is going to affect the total organization. However, the total ERP can be much more complex than this, क्योंकि यहाँ पर सारे modules, whether financial, whether human HR, whether marketing, all these are integrated together. So whatever enters the system, it can be shared by everyone, because finally it is the sharing of this knowledge will lead to the profitability or the attainment of the goal of the organization. So this is the architecture of a ERP. ये central database है. It has been integrated with sales and delivery, reporting application, financial application, manufacturing application, inventory and supply, human resource, service application, all this, from customers to suppliers or suppliers to customer, whatever you. So this is the total integration of all sorts of information which is flowing in the organization. So this is all for today. So from next class, we'll be discussing some cases, because now we have completed the syllabus. I think financial aspect, Professor Shukumar has already taken.
Yes,
I'm not
madam.
hearing any no
Yes,
response.
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I am.
So he will also discuss certain cases. I'll also discuss certain cases. Okay.
Okay. And madam,
Sure.
SAP is the one kind of tool like this. SAP.
SAP is a ERP.
ERP.
It
Okay.
was developed by Germans.
Okay.
SAP.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Good night.
Good night,
Good
madam.
night, ma'am.
Good night.